So this is episode 28. I've suddenly remembered why I looked it up.
Now, was that the beginning? Just that right there.
Yeah. Episode 28. There we go.
Hi, episode 28.
Now.
And I love how like we're so interested in what episode number it is, but I bet you nobody else gives a shit.
No one cares. No one cares. I just for a laugh, I put the best part of our last episode on the end of the episode. So all that stuff we had up at the beginning about DIY and houses and shit like that, I kept that, but just moved it all the way to the end.
Oh, okay.
And as a kind of like, you can listen to this if you want sort of job.
Yeah. If you're still really bored when the episode's over, here's some more bullshit.
Yeah. If you want to know what Steve's doing in his house, then this is really the bit. This is going to be your favorite bit of the show.
Yeah.
And it's weird because do you know what? You put a lovely message out after our last old bollocks, saying that one of the many good things that's happened out of coming doing your shows and all the rest of it is doing a podcast with the singer from one of your favorite bands. And I wanted to say, who is he and where does he fucking live?
Yeah.
That was very nice of you. And just thinking about the whole thing it's like we live in an era, and sorry if you're young, apologies, because this is going to sound like we are 80, but we live in an age where you can actually, and God, this from your other podcasts as well, with Eddie, but you can actually become friends with somebody that you've never met. And you can actually have, like a functional friendship and want their opinion on stuff. And, it's like, but it's to people of our generation that, to me, maybe I'm lumping everybody in with myself, I still find it weird. And yet, if you and your wife were coming over to London, I wouldn't hesitate to say, well, you've got to come stay with me. I've got a spare room,
Yeah.
I'll call child services, tell them you've abandoned your kid.
No, we'll bring him with us.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of odd,
Yeah. And from my standpoint, like when I made that post, it was basically just like, sometimes I'll think back to when I started doing this whole thing, when I had reached the point in my life that I was like, all right, I'm done being in bands. I want to start talking about music. I'm going to do this whole YouTube podcast thing. And I just remember around the time that I started that, I was going through this really huge like UK thrash thing, because I already had bands, UK thrash bands that I liked. But I just remember it all of a sudden, I was just like obsessed with it. And there was like a book that came out around then that I read on UK thrash. And it was just so interesting that one particular band that at that particular time was like something I was listening to a lot of Acid Rain was being played around then. And then all of a sudden this is happening. Now it's been happening for a while, but just to go back and think about that guy, the slightly younger me, and be like, hey, you love this music. Eventually, you're going to meet people, and then you're going to meet somebody from a band that is one of your favorites. And then that person will like what you do enough to want to have you do a show with them. That's just, that I would never, I've been like, whatever, it's never going to happen.
Hey, dude, I had the same experience. I would imagine a similar experience talking to Todd from Propaganda.
Oh yeah.
Because I missed the actual very beginning of the interview, but the Zoom comes on like we're on now. And before I can say anything, Todd goes, so you singing Acid Rain, right? And I'm like, yeah. Moshkinstein Acid Rain, yeah. Like, yeah, we play that shit all the time.
Nice.
I was just like, what the fuck? Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's actually really cool, because I've seen a shitload of interviews with Chris, but I don't think I've ever seen an interview with Todd. And that guy, when he came onto the band, I mean, now he's been in the band for a long time, but like early 2000s, where all of a sudden he was the bass player and another vocalist, I just
Well, it
remember
was late 90s when he joined.
Oh, okay. But I think their first album with him was 2000 or something like that. But hearing his voice for the first time in the context of that music, I was like, oh, this guy's perfect. He is perfect for this. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the funny thing is that the majority, and now you know why. Now I know why Todd did the interview. It's like I think everybody else in the band passed, or maybe Todd didn't even say anything. He was like, no. I like Acid Rain. I'm going to talk to the singer.
Maybe so.
So, hence managed to get. And funnily enough, I think most of that interview we spend talking about thrash metal in the 80s.
Nice.
We spend more time talking about that than we do talking about propaganda. A lot more. Mm-hmm. But it was great. And funnily enough, to bring this full circle and maybe get on with this fucking shit show. Mm-hmm. Now we've finished sucking each other's dicks. He tipped me off to live in the interview. He says, like, you heard this Canadian band Sacrifice, and I'm like, no. Then I start Googling on my phone. I get the logo up, and I'm like, oh shit, no, yeah, I had like at least one of those back in the day.
Great band.
And he's like, go check out the new album, Volume 6. So I'm like, okay, will do. And often the best time to do this is immediately after an interview. Mm-hmm. You say you're going to do something. I was chatting to Knox from Enforced like an hour ago. And he said, "Oh, I'll send you some demos once. I'll send you some early cuts once I've got the vocals down." I said, "Oh, I'll send you a new demo of ours." I haven't. I still haven't, and I've got to remember to do that because you've got to do it straight after the interview. Yeah. So straight after the interview, I went off and I tracked down Sacrifice Volume 6, and what I discovered was like Head and Shoulders, the best thrash metal album I've heard this year.
It's great, and I think it's the first one they've done in a long time.
So you're right, okay. So like you're already down with this, yeah. You should have been reviewing this in February.
Well, I don't honestly like. The weird thing about that album is it's one of the many albums that I heard an early track from and went, oh, cool, I need to get that one, and then I completely forgot about it. So now you're reminding me I need to go and actually dig into that album because I was like, what I heard was great.
16 years after the last album. Yeah. The strange thing is that the space between their fourth and fifth album was also 16 years.
Yeah.
And they disbanded from 93 to 2006. And
there's like three that came out in the late 80s, early 90s that are really good.
But get this. Same lineup every album.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Literally, this is a band I need to interview because it's like how they've achieved that. Dropping the albums like every sort of decade and a half.
Yeah.
But also majorly because the album I'm just so impressed with. The production for a start is great. Huge nod to the guitarist and main man, who is also the producer on the album. Rob Urbanati, I think. Apologies, Rob, if you're listening. But it's outstanding. Yeah. And it's up to date. It's modern, but it doesn't stray in any way into too modern.
Yeah.
Riffing is superb. There's subtleties in there. There's melodies. When they occasionally you just pull out a riff and you just think, ooh, that's almost Slayer. And it's like, it almost, but it's not. They clearly have their own defined sound. They're well into their career, 6 albums.
Yeah.
And it's such an accomplished album. It really is. For a thrash metal album to just be on not far off constant rotation, along with some of the other releases I'm going to be talking about. But this it's a long time since a thrash metal album forced me to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing for me. You know, it's really, really got to make the effort.
Yeah.
You know, if it's just, yeah, it's got to grab me. And this grabbed me and then didn't let go.
Yeah.
Every song I was like, it got to a point. I don't know if you ever play this game, but it gets to a point in an album where you think, right, come on, shit song, come on, come on, you know, stop fucking with me here.
Well, I'm kind of the opposite. Where if I'm like listening to an album, and if I get 4 or 5 songs deep, and a song starts that I'm still excited for, I'm like, no fucking way, like this far in, like those are the best albums. Absolutely,
and you know, 10 tracks in and out, 38 minutes, boom. Mm-hmm. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
I'm glad we're doing this, because now it's really reminding me. That happens all the time to me these days, though, because there's albums that come out that I kind of like pre-add to my Apple Music, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go listen to this. And then all of a sudden it gets covered up by 20 other albums that I've added, and sometimes they slip through the cracks, and then I feel like I'm really bad at my job. Not that I get paid for it, but, you know, it's
job. No, I know what you mean. And that's one of the killers, really, that you're constantly battling with. Sorry, I said 10 tracks, 38 minutes. There is actually an extra track, if you can dig it out as well. I don't know if that's on the digital release. 11 tracks, just over 40 minutes. Fucking great.
Yeah.
You're right. It is like, but yeah, just even knowing it's out is an achievement.
Yeah.
You know, that's like, well, do you know what? Don't force me to roll into album number 2, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is a link that is so beautiful. I can't do it because it's your turn to review an album, but we will come back to the even knowing it's out is an achievement for the next one.
Okay.
By the way, that's Sacrifice Volume 6. You like thrash metal? Go and fucking listen to it, you idiot.
Well, we get put that on the hype sticker. Go and fucking listen to it, you idiot.
You want some thrash metal in your life? Go on, get on with it.
I mean, it's good because this will not only be a thrash metal I'm going to talk about, but also an album that you probably haven't heard of. All 3 of these you may not have even heard of. That I have to talk about today. But this album is now, so like for me, thrash metal, there was a period for many years that, because I got kind of known as the thrash metal guy. So people would send me these new albums, and I'm always just like, this is okay, but what's happening? Sometimes it was the songwriting, sometimes it was the production, sometimes it was the vocalist, because it's just something would turn me off. And I was like, God, I guess thrash metal just isn't, that interesting to me anymore for like modern bands. But over the past few years,
actually, can I just join in with you a second there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm going to offer a theory here.
Okay.
That my theory was thrash burned out. Mm-hmm. You know, we failed to innovate. I've said it loads of times, right? So, are we reaching a second, like, full circle of the earth?
We've come back full circle, back to the thrash.
Are we now, and is it now where we start getting, some may say it's already started happening, but is it now where we start getting the phoning it in, thrash by numbers from the legacy bands? And when I say legacy bands, that means how long they've been around. I don't mean, I don't mean the big 4. I mean, everybody, is there to be shot at.
Yeah.
Who's just churning it out because this shit's going away because we're old, you know?
Yeah.
And I think there's a case to be made, definitely.
So for older bands, I would say that. The thing that I've learned with younger bands now is that something has happened over the past few years where now there's more newer thrash albums that are catching my attention and, like you said, holding my attention, because I'm like, oh, this is great, because now there's more bands, and I can't even explain exactly what it is. But it's just, you give me a thrash album from around like 2015, and I'm usually just like, it's fine. But like now, there's all these random, some brand new bands, 2-3 years old bands. In the case of this band, I'll just pull this up. This is the new album from Paralysis.
It looks like it's an 80s artwork cover there, without a doubt. That's basically, you pick that up in the import section. It's on Roadrunner. Never heard of them, but fuck it. It's on Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Seems like it's a thrash album.
Spiral of Suffering is the name of the album.
Oh, done. I'm handing over my £18.
And I think it's their third album. So they've been around a little bit, and I knew the name, but like, so just randomly one night, I just put on, like I was all listening to the first couple tracks of this because the cover looks cool. It's thrash metal. Let's check it out. I listened to the whole fucking album all the way through, and then immediately went and ordered the vinyl because I'm just
okay. Did you like it?
I really do. So they're a band from New Jersey, and they're kind of like more of an aggressive thrash.
Right.
But the thing that makes it work for me is that there is a good variety of dynamics within that aggressive thrash metal style. It's not just fast song, fast song, fast song, fast song. Each one has like a midsection where they slow down or whatever.
Yeah.
There's not a formula to this. There's a really great variety of how they approach the riffs, the rhythms, the tempos, all of that stuff.
That's what I'm talking about. This new blood that is doing that, as opposed to, hey, it's insert name of band here, they're back. Oh, great. Is there a ballad at track 3 on the? Oh, yeah, there. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Is the title track the second track? Oh, it is. What a surprise! What a guess! I'm so clever.
Speaking of that, but when I'm done with this, I want to derail us for just a second because I have to ask you a question. But
I know you do, and I know what the question is.
Okay. Anyway, so this album here.
Yes, I have heard it.
Okay, total riff fest, this album. We're going to get to me being critical of something in a minute. But this thing, no criticisms whatsoever. This is banger after banger, 10 tracks, 31 minutes.
Oh, you up the ante on me.
It is a total
I went
blast
11
of an
tracks,
album.
just over 40. I thought I was doing well, but you're
going to go you're going to get even shorter with my next one. But this is,
I can't get any shorter. Don't worry about it.
So anyway, big stamp of approval from me on this Paralysis, Spiral of Suffering. It is just, and on top of that, it's got like that sort of crisp modern production where it's not, they're not trying to make it sound throwback, but it's also just good enough of a production to make everything sound very full and together. You're hearing all the things that you need to hear. Everything is well represented, and so everything about it.
All the food groups are represented.
They are, yes. All the food groups, yes. And you're gonna get a healthy meal out of this Paralysis album, and
a solid diet of metal.
Yeah,
hey, dude, we're on fire, right?
Yeah.
That's a. By the way, I just want to say to anybody watching, I'm perfectly healthy. It's just the lighting that makes me look like I'm a fucking ghost. Okay.
Anyway, so I'm done with that. But
2 thrash metal albums, mate. One old school, one new school, both kicking ass. This is we're on fire here. So, funnily enough, I think you're now going to bring something up that's going to put the fire out.
Just real quick, New Testament song.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, Infanticide A.I. You can't remember the title.
No, I know the title.
Oh right, okay.
Look.
Sounds like it was written by AI. It was a dangerous thing putting AI in the title.
Exactly. You can just keep going. But no, I was going to say that Testament's one of my favorite bands. I've never, in the history of that band, so I got into them on Practice What You Preach. So it's been a little while for me. But
the album that brought down thrash metal. Yeah. Carry on.
Well, and I still one of my favorites anyway. But there's never been an album they've put out where the lead single made me go, oh, maybe I'm not going to get this one. This is the first time because it's well played. They're still amazing musicians.
Oh, that's all there. That's a given.
But it is, I was baffled. And on top of me not thinking it's a very good song, there is an unnecessary amount of blast beats in that song where it's really like overcompensating for something.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I feel exactly the same way. I saw the song title and I was just like, no, old men rant at technology. This is not a good look.
That's exactly what I said when I heard the song. I was like, this is old guy mad at technology music.
I know. When Thrash burnt out first time, it was guys in their mid-20s concerned about Mother Earth.
Yeah.
When that song appeared on the album, you knew
they could
like,
still
the
be
end
writing
was in
those
sight.
songs. Those problems are still happening.
Yeah. And then I heard the song, and whether the title prejudiced me against it or not, the two elements of Modern Testament that I am not so keen on are, one, the aforementioned blast beats.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And two, Chuck Billy doing death metal vocals. Right? No, not for me, thank you.
Which I like it on some of the older stuff, but at this point, they've already done that. I don't mind it if he puts it in like in some like certain part, like, the end of a chorus, he does a little or whatever. Great.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He does it. Yeah, he does it way better than me. That's why I'm not a death metal vocalist. All the vocals would be like,
yeah, right at the end, he just does a roar like he's trying to make a 5-year-old jump.
Yeah. Or I could be like Chris Barnes and I'll just be like, that'll be me the whole time. Anyway, so I was really underwhelmed. And the thing that makes me feel so alone in this world is immediately going to the comments and everyone's like, amazing! This is like the best thrash thing I've ever heard! Like literally, I was scrolling, I was trying to find somebody that felt like I felt, and I didn't find anybody. But now I found somebody. It's just the old fucks, I guess, here that are going to be like, blast beats.
Well, you know what?
I don't mind blast beats, but use them effectively. They can be used in an effective way where it makes a part really cool, not just covering up the fact that your whole chorus is just Infanticide A.I. over and over again. So
yes, yeah. There does definitely seem to be the chorus does seem to have caught a virus from Dark Angel.
What is it? Extinction level event. Yeah.
Yes, or Circular Firing Squad,
or that.
But hey, let's. So basically, 1 out of 3 so far for the Bay Area. We've got Forbidden, is a hit. Mm-hmm. Dark Angel, not from the Bay Area, so as you imagine that is a miss, and Testament is also a miss. So
yeah. I'm going to give them a shot, but they're a band that I love so much, that I'm going to buy the album anyway at some point. But
all those albums are getting purchased and listened to. That's a given. Yeah, it's just whether or not they rekindle past glories. And what a way to move on to an album I almost didn't.
Nice. That was good.
Catch. And this is about recapturing past glories.
Okay.
Because Alice Cooper has reformed his original band. And the night before the album was released, they did a live event in London, in a church in North London. It was a church. It's now like, event space. And it was the whole band and Alice Cooper, live chat from the audience all over the net, hosted by none other than Andrew Lloyd Webber's lyric writing partner, Sir Tim Rice.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And I was reading this and going, fucking hell, man, that's amazing. All because of the new album's coming out on 27th of July, Friday. And I was like, fucking hell, that's today. So I'm like straight over to listen. Now, Alice Cooper, for me, I've seen him live once. I saw him on the Constrictor tour. Unfortunately, Kane Roberts on guitar, all the rest of it. But it was still his first tour back. It was his first tour back after like adopting cock rock as opposed to the shock rock of his earlier career. I urge anybody.
Wouldn't that have also been Kip Winger on bass on that one too?
Just don't get me started.
I believe so.
Yeah. It was bad enough. Shy,
a star-studded performance.
Dude, Shy, a UK AOR band supported. Okay. That was terrible. Yeah. Anyway, when when I saw him, great. But the reason I went to see him is his back catalogue, his legacy material, From the Inside and Welcome to My Nightmare are two of the greatest works in rock in the 80s. Absolutely fantastic. If you've ever wondered why it's like, how come Alice Cooper's so big? It's go back to those early years. He is, he's doing something completely different to anybody else. He's just absolutely awesome.
There's a really great documentary. I'm sure you've probably seen it. The Super Duper Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's incredible artist. And really, until he came back and started doing Poison, and ever since then, it's just all been crap.
Which is the only Alice Cooper album I own.
Oh, dear me. Anyway, new album.
What's it called?
Original. It's called The Revenge of Alice Cooper.
Okay.
And it starts out, and first track was Black Mamba, and I was like, right, okay, what's going on here? And it starts, and I was like, oh my God, this is like, yeah, they've fucking done it. They've recaptured that old Alice Cooper kind of 80s rock kind of vibe. Wow. And then I was like, Black Mamba, and it's like, oh, it's a snake crawling into your bed, might bite you, kill you. Oh, it's kind of like Alice Cooper kind of 80s lyrics. And then I start listening a bit carefully and think, oh, or is it about a sex toy though? Is it? Has he gone down that route? Because it starts really experimentally. Well, the song's 5 minutes long, and to be honest, it outstays its welcome. And then we go into Wild Ones, and Wild Ones is just about being wild ones. Yeah, we're out rocking. And I'm starting to think, Black Mamba was it was a sex toy. Yeah, okay. Next song, Up All Night. Yeah, rocking, party, up all night. And I'm like, yeah, that definitely was a sex toy. Yeah, there's no subtlety. There's no subtlety going on it at all. Kill the Flies, that's cool. One Night Stand is cool because you kind of get, it's verging on, and Blood on the Sun. These are songs that verge on, they're almost kind of like the vibe of American Psycho, the movie. They're verging on, these songs is just a normal guy going and doing a normal thing, but it's not. It sounds like he's going on a date. He's not. He's going to kill someone. Yeah. And it's like, and there's 3 or 4 in there, and I'm like, damn, that's cool. Oops. Plays it in the background. That'll get us fucked. And then before you know it, it's 14 songs, an hour long. The last track, See You on the Other Side, is about the only member of the band who couldn't be on the album because he's passed away, and it's very touching. Unfortunately, my initial excitement was misplaced. Oh. I've played the album 3 times, and I can find probably 4 songs on it that are worth going back to, and 10 songs that I can, maybe 5 songs, but 9 or 10 that I don't ever need to hear again. But it's almost like, but it hasn't this is weird. That has not tarnished my joy at the fact that he's put this album out.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Uh-huh. It's like, no, that's just so cool. Gone back. Let's put the band back together. They fucking have. And they've literally gone back in time, which is what they talked about as well, about, writing these songs the way they used to and all the rest of it. And it kind of made me a little bit more apprehensive listening to the album, because I was like, this is going to be like very old men getting round, pretending they're like 30 again. This could be an absolute fucking car crash. It isn't. Yeah. By any means. And because I don't like the other songs on the album doesn't mean they're like, I just don't like them. Yeah. I'm sure there's people out there who are like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. Yeah. This is brilliant. For me, no. But there's still, I've got 4 or 5 new Alice Cooper songs I didn't have that I actually like, and I haven't been able to say that for 25 years. Yeah. So that's cool. I'll take that. New EP, cool. Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really sort of torn on it. I'm enthusiastic. You can see I'm enthusiastic about the album.
Yeah.
Only 5 songs, but I'm still enthusiastic about it. So there you go. I don't know. Well, make of that what you will.
I feel like that kind of album is really great for, we all know these people that are around our ages and they don't really listen to music anymore, but they will buy an album that they go, oh, I love Alice Cooper, I'll get this album. And I bet they have a blast with that album because they don't, they're not music people anymore. Like a lot of people go through that. It's kind of depressing, but I mean, there's a place for stuff like that because, that album is probably going to be somebody's like, oh, I feel like a kid again now, or whatever. And like, that's probably exactly the kind of reaction they're going for with that music is,
Oh, absolutely. Oh, look, nostalgia sells. There's no doubt about that. But it's not something Alice Cooper had to do at all.
No.
I mean, it's a supremely artistic endeavor because ultimately he could have quite easily got another bunch of sessions musicians together, paid them a pittance, gone off and done an album, as opposed to coming back and saying, right, this is like all originals. This is like, this goes 20% to everybody. Let's do this. I think it's a real kind of recognition of we're actually able to do this, so let's just fucking do it.
Yeah, I don't know if you have done enough research on it to know this, but is that lineup going to tour that album, or was it literally just a project?
You read my mind because I was about to say, if that lineup is touring, I'm hoping they're going to ignore 20 odd years of Alice's career.
I think that he does anyway. I really think his live show is the classics for the most part.
Well, I hope, but the classics include a load of shit I don't like because they're from the last 25 years. I like way old stuff of his. So, but if they're going to do that, I mean, I'm here for that, as the kids say.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. I'm at front row fucking Wembley Arena for that. Absolutely. Would love it.
Well, there you go. We put a little bit of boomer rock into this to this episode.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's great. That's great. I mean, I love it when that sort of thing happens. I wish that more bands, even if it wasn't like a touring situation, like if certain bands could just like get over their shit just long enough to put an album together and put it out, I would like to just hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't got to go on tour. It's fine. Just, put in the effort and put out some songs.
The only real downside for me is that the songs that like the partying songs is like, well, when he used to do those with the band, it's like, like everybody, well, not everybody, but knowing Alice Cooper's history and how much he's fucking partied over the years, I can take that. But listening to him do those songs now, I'm like, yeah, but when you were singing this before, it was genuine and it was authentic because this is what you were doing. Now, it's like you're singing about a person who has not existed for 30 years. He's been clean and sober all that time.
Yeah.
So now it's like, well, I just find it a bit jarring. Alice Cooper talking about like, being out and partying all night.
Well, he's always said that he like plays a character, so
yeah, but I get that, but I mean, so does everybody. Nobody, nobody is the same off stage as they are on stage. You create a persona. That's that's that guy. Because you can't take yourself on stage. You can't, otherwise that's too much. You give yourself away. So everyone has a persona, and so he had a different name, but. Yeah, like I said, I found it jarring. An old man singing about, partying.
Yeah.
He hasn't done for 30 years. But anyway, apart from that, it's all good. I'm going to stop pissing on it now.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it for the moments that you did.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's always nice. So we're going to go straight back to being modern young people band. A band's first album. So we're moving on to like more of the hardcore side of things, modern hardcore. And this album, I didn't know this band because this is their first album. But this album just came out. The band is called End It, and the album is called Wrong Side of Heaven.
And another classic 80s album cover.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So this is a band from Baltimore, and
can I just say the lack
album.
of subtlety in the artwork, as in relation to the title, is absolutely brilliant.
Yep, very nice.
It's got Wrong Side of Heaven, and if you hadn't figured out what that would look like, here's a sketch.
Yeah. So this is it's very brief. It's 15 songs, but it's only 23 minutes long. It's
cool.
It's hardcore with like a generous helping of both speed and groove. Kind of like what the modern hardcore bands kind of do that, where you will have some like the fast galloping, punky parts, and then you will have like breakdowns and all this kind of stuff. So there's that kind of thing going on, but they're really tight. And some of the songs, while being short, have so many little interesting things kind of put into them that really sort of make it go, no, I think I'm good with this song for 2 minutes is good for this song. It gave me everything I needed to have. And then on top of that, you have the vocalist who, this is where this is what really attracted me at first, because he has one of those voices that somebody else could say, that guy's fucking annoying. And I'd be like, yeah. Because it's high pitched. It's kind of, he's yelling, but it's like it's not screamy, but he has a high voice. But I love it because it's the same way people will come to me and be like, I hate the way the vocalist sounds on the first Violence album. I'm like, really? That's the best. I love that's the best one.
Yeah.
So, because I love it when somebody has like that character to their voice where it's like it could go either way.
Yes.
But it always hits me like, no, this is keeping me in. Thank you for this. But the cool thing is the vocalist can also sing. There's a few little moments where he sings and you're like, okay, this guy could just do anything. And this is great. But that also goes for the rest of the band. Like like sometimes you hear a new band and even in, 23 minutes worth of material, you can hear kind of an unlimited potential. Like the things that they're already doing, I go, oh man, there's so many other things that these guys could successfully pull off if they want to. If they want to put on another album just like this, I'm going to enjoy it because it's energetic, it's riffy, it's got great grooves, the production is big, and especially this is one of a newer album where they have like a big drum sound, which I kind of miss when bands have like this. When you hear a snare and it's like, bah! Like it just sounds huge.
Yeah.
But so this is like an actual hardcore, because I know a lot of people like to talk shit about like bands like Turnstile now because they're like, well, they're not hardcore anymore. I'm like, well, yeah, in some ways they are, but they also branched out, which is kind of what I'm hoping End It does as well. I hope they don't do it in the same way that Turnstile did it, because I think that band is unique and they do their own thing. But I just love the idea of these newer hardcore bands that each are presenting. I mean, so many of these bands are presenting themselves as bands that could go wherever they wanted to go. And some of them may lean into the death metal route. Some of them may lean into like post-hardcore or whatever, which is interesting to me when I say post-hardcore, because I think about post-hardcore bands from like the 90s.
Yeah.
And now elements of what is considered post-hardcore is now in actual hardcore. And so it's there, another full circle moment there.
Yes.
But,
that's another full circle moment after the full circle thrash metal moment. Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Circles. But yeah, this is just an absolute blast of an album. And it's, like I said, it's 23 minutes long. It's not taking up much of your time, but yeah, it really is one of those albums that's so energetic and it just doesn't let up. But by the time it's over, you feel like you've gotten, a 45-minute album worth of material here. And
so that's End It.
End It.
Was it Wrong Side of Heaven?
Wrong Side of Heaven. So yeah, and that's the one thing, is that whenever a brand new band comes out, then that's the first thing that really gets I like the album as it is, but I love hearing that little bit where you go, oh man, these guys could really put out some fucking amazing shit in the future. So, and I totally hear that in this album. So, another highly recommend. These are all highly recommended because that's really all I talk about.
Well, what a perfect link through to the latest album from Turnstile called
Oh, nice.
Never Enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So, have you heard it?
I have heard it, yeah.
Okay.
I don't love it compared to the last two, but
Hey, do you know what? I don't love it compared to the last two. Right. What's your next album? Yeah, I bless them. It's you got to do more than just start playing the fucking keyboards in the middle of the song to be original.
Yeah,
to stretch the boundaries of music. Mm-hmm. You need to not play a 2.5 minute awesome opening tune and then have another 2 minutes of atmospheric keyboards that goes fucking nowhere but leads up into an awesome frantic tune. Yeah. No, I didn't appreciate the 2 minutes off. No, I didn't appreciate the 2 minutes that I would play to a child to make it sleep. No, not at all.
Well, you had more problems with it than I did. I didn't think it was bad. It just didn't excite me as much.
I don't think it's bad, but I think when it's bad, it's bad. And I just feel personally like they tinkered with this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. On the last album, and I kind of liked it. Yeah. And with this album, they were going, well, let's do that, but let's do more. No. How's that? No, don't. How about less? How about you got it right the first time? You know, or like, I don't know, kind of commit to something, because there's too many songs on this album that are straight out, no fuckery, boutery, nothing. Mm-hmm. And they're great. They're really, really, really cool. Mm-hmm. There's, I think, 4 songs on the album that I personally think are not spoiled. Yeah. They're certainly not improved by the appearance of keyboards in them.
Yeah.
And kind of like the same thing every time. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Is this that bit from that song I just heard? Is this? It's like they're all the same.
Yeah. I also feel like when in the respect of those tracks, they feel kind of underwritten. Like maybe if they had done
2.5 minute song. 2.5 minute song stopped. What are we going to do now? 2 minutes of keyboards makes this a 4.5 minute song. Genius, do it.
Yeah, I just feel like I kind of hear the ideas that they have, and maybe they'll get better at fleshing those out to where they can actually do something interesting with the keyboard, or the more I don't know what the word I'm looking. New wavy. Am I right? Gels. Is there a new wavy thing in that?
Yeah.
In some of it.
It never gels. It never comes together. Like the intense hardcore and cool melody mid-pace shit. Yeah. Never gels. It's just bang, screeching halt, keyboards, time for everyone to sleep.
Yeah.
Or it start a song, load of keyboards. Oh, right, now the song's actually started.
Yeah. I feel like
an interlude. It's just keyboards. Skip. Yeah.
I feel like they did themselves a disservice kind of, because that last album, I feel like they kind of nailed what they were doing. Yeah. And
absolutely.
Set the bar really high for themselves.
And this is by no means a bad album.
Yeah.
I unfortunately for Turnstile, they get held to the standard of previous work, like everyone does.
Everyone, yeah.
So, yeah.
The thing that makes me, because bands like that, like I heard the album and I just went, all right, this is not going to be something that I'm repeatedly listening to, but the enjoyment I get out of them is seeing their fan base growing, and just the kind of music that they're making, especially the more hardcore elements of it. I'm just like, I just love that music is out there and thriving, like that. Howard went away. What happened? I'm now looking at a microphone. Oh, he's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
I am. I just had to change cameras because I keep getting a flicker on that camera.
Oh, I thought it was like a cool like a cyberpunk type thing you were going for.
No, I'm afraid not. No.
Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, this is your review, but yeah, that's why I didn't talk about it, just because it was underwhelming for me compared to what they had done before. And so I'm like, oh, it's fine. Maybe they'll catch me on the next time around, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't love it as much as you can gather from that. Yeah. I really didn't love it.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's purely because of their previous work, which has basically been better. So I'll tell you what, right, you do your next album and I'm going to mess around with the camera a little bit as well.
Okay. So the people on the podcast side won't even know the difference, but so it's good because you're not going to be interested in this album at all. So it's cool that I'm doing this now. My next, it's so weird. Like there's a black screen in the podcast world for you know, it's just like, who am I talking to now? Like, was it 2 years ago now? 2 years ago, I interviewed a young band from Michigan called Wanted. And because they came on, I feel like they reached out to me, you know, thinking I'd be into like what they're doing, which is very 80s hard rock. So much so
you were so right that I'd not be interested.
So much so that
I'm going to go make a cup of coffee.
But their stuff sounds like it just came out of the mid 80s. And
you say that like it's a good thing.
It's great. It's a great thing.
Brilliant.
And
this is what we came for.
Here's the thing. So a lot of bands try to do that. Older bands and younger bands. Yeah. And they don't ever get it right. It always sounds like
but you know what? It's the same could be said for oh God, what's the word? Oh, ethnic cleansing. Yeah.
Okay.
You never seem to quite get it right. You know, that doesn't mean ethnic cleansing is a good thing. You know, maybe everyone's getting it wrong because it shouldn't be done. It should be left alone. It's just.
Don't ignore that guy. I'm speaking to you out there that are into this shit. So
quite.
So
right,
if you're talking about the mid 80s stuff, where like sure that people had big hair, but there were some bands that had big riffs as well. I'm talking about your Dawkins and your Rats and bands like that, where there was.
Look, When Heaven Comes Down, George Lynch. That's a riff.
So this is where that's coming from. Anyway, I'll bring out the album. This is Wanted. Cutting Edge, which is their third album, and there's a knife on it.
I'm sorry, but it's like it's an 80s cover as well.
It's
like, Cutting Edge. We're at the cutting edge of music here. We're redoing the 80s.
Not only is it a knife, but you have a lady hand holding the knife, which you have to have on these albums.
I love the way you described that as a lady hand.
Look,
it's a lady hand.
Or it could be a man hand with nail polish on it. You never know. I'm fine with it either way. If whoever wants to hold the knife, you hold the knife.
No, it was just your referral to a lady hand. Like that's an object you can buy.
Yeah, get yourself a lady hand. Look at these gentlemen, though. Look at these motherfuckers right here.
You're right. They are. They are recreating the 80s.
Anyway, so when I interviewed them, like they were really cool guys, and they were really into this music. And I think the main guitar player songwriter guy, he does have like George Lynch vibes to what he does, and the riffs are like that. This is like, you know, that area of the 80s hard rock where it's leaning on the hard part and not, you know, it's not the bands that like where it was poppy, which I like those too. But there's something about those bands that had the riffs, like, which is the ones that I like the most. So like, you know, first few Rat albums are the ones I'm just like, there'll be those riffs that happen that I go, fuck, that could be in a fucking metal song. That doesn't necessarily.
They could be a metal band if they tried.
Could be, but they're not. But Wanted.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes. Lyrically, Have they taken us back to the 80s? Yeah.
Yes.
Because if it's an English band singing about cruising down the boulevard picking up chicks, it just doesn't work.
They're American.
Me. Sorry, there you go.
They're from...
Sorry, I thought you said English right at the beginning.
Michigan, from Michigan.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
So
that's my bad.
So, but yeah, no, the lyrics are spot on.
I feel a little bit better now as well, because now I know that they're not going to come and kick my windows in.
They might. They're going to go on tour.
From Michigan. Fuck off. But I'm Mr. Anonymous on the internet. You know, it's going to cost you several $1,000s to kick my head in.
It'll be worth it. They
crowdfund it. It won't take long.
Yeah. Let's have a GoFundMe for Wanted to go over and beat the shit out of Howard H. Smith from legendary UK thrash band Acid Rain.
Right here, y'all.
So anyway, but you know, like, because there's a lot of those bands, because lyrically speaking, they don't sound jokey. That's the thing, is that there's a lot. This actually sounds like a huge throwback of an album without making it a joke. Like, see what we're doing? See what we're doing? No, this is just you could put this on and say, oh, this is a band you've never heard of that put out an album in 1986, and I would be like, cool, it sounds like it. The songs are great too. And,
okay.
And
I need to find space in my heart to maybe give this a listen,
or don't,
because I feel like I'm, who knows? I could discover the next Wasp.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, please don't do that.
Look, if I can summon up 16-year-old Howard to listen to that, yeah, and see if he likes it, then yeah, I'll try.
I feel like 16-year-old you and 16-year-old me would hate each other.
I think we'd both be fishing from the very small pond of music we had back then.
Probably right. So
you had more in common than not in common with most people. Because if you're into metal, you just like name the 5 bands that you've heard of and have albums by. Yeah. And whichever ones you've got in common, there we go. Yeah. Celebrate our similarities.
I feel like that I would also like if I was a teenager or a little bit older in the 80s, I would absolutely have been that guy that shows up at the Possessed show in a Poison t-shirt. Like, that would be me, because like that just sums me up right there. But anyway,
it does, listeners.
So we're on a roll. Wanted, cutting edge. It's the best album that they've done. Sounds great. Songs are fun, especially for those of us that are into that 80s hard rock vibe. This is the best I've heard it done since then. I'm even talking about bands from the 80s that continue to put out music, because they seem to lose the shit that they're trying to put out too, for the most part. I don't know, the vibes are never there or whatever. Or maybe it's like you said with Alice Cooper. It's kind of hard to see, these 60-year-old men still making music about partying and stuff.
Yes.
There are some cases where it's good, but for the most part, it misses the mark. But Wanted is like bullseye, right on the mark of what I want 80s hard rock kind of music to sound like, and especially don't want it to be a fucking joke, because I'm just like, I don't need that. I'm sorry. We understand that some of that music was goofy. Okay, we get it. Ha ha. It's just, move on. Like, make some real shit. So and that's what Wanted did. They made some real shit, and I really enjoyed it. We all
know who you were directing all those barbed comments at.
What, at Steel Panther?
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. People will do that. That honestly offends me when people are like, "Oh, you're into these bands? Do you like Steel Panther?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, no. Why would I like Steel Panther? I actually listen to this music."
Yeah, I know. So, it's like, oh, you like pop music, do you? Oh, right. Have you heard of this guy called Mr. Blobby?
I don't even know Mr. Blobby.
Well, there you go. There's an English TV reference you need to sort your life out. Yeah, look it up. Mr. Blobby.
Mr. Blobby
had a #1 single in the UK, because we do like to get just stupid songs to #1.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, Mr. Blobby was a TV creation. He was on TV shows, and just do the research. I can't believe I'm sat here fucking. He's probably got a Wikipedia page, the cunt.
Probably. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, I think
Yeah.
Acid Rain has one.
True that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you're just as big as Mr. Blobby.
Not quite. So moving on.
Yes, that's my last one. So let's whatever you got left.
Okay, I've got two left.
Cool.
So one, right. I often say about Turnstile that for me they're kind of like the Deftones of hardcore.
I can see that. Yeah.
Well, the Deftones are the Deftones and have a new album called Private Music, which has taken 5 years to come out. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you all that it is 11 songs and 42 minutes long. 2 of those songs are 6 minutes, leaving the other 9 songs lasting, only, you guessed it, that's right. Come on, do the maths. 36 minutes? Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah.
I didn't come here to do math, so.
No, neither did I. I've completely 30 minutes for 9 songs, right?
Okay.
And I realized something. I got the album, I downloaded it, I put it on my phone, and then I went to the Deftones page on my phone, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 albums on my phone by the Deftones, going back to 1997. And I was looking at them and I was thinking, yeah, you like the Deftones way more than you ever let on. Like you might be a fan. You might have to, you might have to actually check that shit out. And do you know what? I'm a fucking fan.
Hey.
And there's something about the Deftones, this album. Played it once and I was like, oh man, that fits. Do you know, that fits nicely. Yeah. Yeah, that's like, yeah, that's comfortable.
Yeah.
I like that. I'd forgotten how much I like this. I'm going to wear that again tomorrow. Oh, it's just as good. Brilliant. It just reminded me of what a fucking awesome band the Deftones are. Also, how still well heavy. Yeah, there's elements of melody. There's always has been. But dude is a riff master, probably one of the most underrated riff masters in modern metal, without a doubt. 4-piece band, right? Yeah. There's not 2 guitarists in this band. He's have to do a lot of fucking heavy lifting to make that band sound heavy. Yeah. So I've just really, really enjoyed it. And it's just reminded me what an absolute pleasure the Deftones are. And it's just a pleasure of an album. And all of the Deftones little idiosyncrasies and quirks and departures out of metal to melody and back again, it all just works. It's all just knitted together. But then again, 1997, fuck no, I've got 8 albums. They've done more than that. I've probably missed 2 albums out there. And then to compare them to Turnstile is ridiculous, Hopefully that's where Turnstile end up. But Deftones, it's just like, chef's kiss. Just, they totally know what they're doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd come a semi-fan of the Deftones, but their recent output isn't doing anything for me. And I think the only reason it is because there's so much other music out there that their stuff isn't exciting enough for me to be like, oh, I'm going to listen to this whole album. I just heard a couple tracks and I went, those are fine. Nothing that I want to rush out and tell anybody about. It didn't make me go listen to the rest of the album, but that I could say that about the last 3 albums that they've done. But
right.
But if you go before that, like honestly, their first 3 albums for sure are albums that I still put on today, and I'm like, holy fuck, it sounds just as sort of for what they were doing, groundbreaking at the time. Because there was a handful of those bands that I feel were really breaking ground. Korn being one of them. Deftones was another, where it's like you can hear like these guys like trying to like carve their own sound out of their influences, and even though there weren't other bands that sounded exactly like them, and I'm just like, that's the kind of shit that I miss. That bands that do that kind of thing. Now I think I'm just spoiled because Deftones do what Deftones do really well, and I'm like, yeah, I've heard you do that. I've heard you do it, you know, but you're not
fair
wrong.
enough.
You're not wrong. They're a fantastic band. You're not wrong.
I know, but I hear you. I hear that. But also my counter to that is, and where else are you going to get that other than the Deftones?
I agree.
And kind of like it's, and whether or not, I don't think this album is making me undervalue or overcritical of Turnstile. You know, it like I'd heard Turnstile plenty of times before the Deftones came out. But it was like when I listened to the Deftones, I was like, oh man, this is everything that Turnstile album isn't. And don't get me wrong, there is some fucking great stuff on that Turnstile album. Great stuff. Some really, really cool songs. But the problem is, I just found that the minute they started trying to be alternative, they wrapped those songs up into a little straitjacket. It was like forced like originality, forced creativity, and it didn't work. Whereas Deftones, it's just seamless and fucking great, but almost opposite. No, not almost opposite. Well, yeah, kind of. Desaster. Okay. Desaster. Desaster.
Like disease, only disaster.
No. It's it's DE.
It's a bad name, because if we have to have this kind of discussion, if you have to spell it out and explain it to me,
it's disaster with an E, not an I.
But why?
Because they're German.
Oh, okay. All right. They're German.
Years active, 1988 to 1990, and then 1992 to the present motherfucking day.
Oh, they've been around a while, and I do not know Desaster.
Well, I was unaware of, okay? But, you know, they finally get an album out, Tyrants of the Netherworld, in 2000. And then there's one in 2002. There's one in 2004, one in 2005, another one. And basically, they just keep going up on. Their biggest gap was between 2016 and 2021, which is when their last album came out. And now we have Kill All Idols. Now, to my absolute shame, I'd never heard of this band. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was sent to me, you know, like we get our albums through our various contacts. And I thought, oh, you know, I'll play a track. My rule is I tend to open most emails on my phone. I'll go through to the page and I'll play on my phone straight away, everything. And if I like it, then I'll download it. And straight away, I like the first track. And I thought, oh, yeah, this is cool. And the second track, oh, yeah, it's good. 9 songs, okay? So it's not going to be around all day. And if you are looking for thrash that sounds like thrash from the like late 80s, early 90s, Kill All Idols, Desaster, that's where you need to be heading. 9 songs, 37 minutes. And they have kept that original almost 80s kind of sound, but updated it. But you can tell this is not Pro Tools. This is not done on a grid. This is like kind of live and raw, a bit like Sodom, as I mentioned, a few episodes ago, but possibly even rawer than that. But at no point are you thinking, oh, this sonic quality is not good enough for me. Yeah. It's absolutely fine. Harks back to another era, but not too much. And there's just something really kind of, I want to use the word wholesome, but that was wrong. But you listen to it, and it's just like, yeah, fucking, I don't give a shit about what he's singing about or where this song's going. I'm just going, yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is like, I don't know. It's just, there's something about it where it's just like, I don't know. These guys just get a free hit as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm not going to be critical in any way on anything. It's not, you know, it's not groundbreaking. It's not cliche. It's not nostalgia, and it's not breaking any boundaries or, you know, being particularly original, but what it is being is entertaining. It's an entertaining listen, and it's like they commit when the song, when a song is about a subject, then you're gonna fucking know about it.
Yeah.
And the whole song. I mean, the very first song is called the Great Repulsive, and just from that step forward, it's just like, yeah, cool. Really, really, really enjoy the album. And this is a good point to mention that everybody that I've mentioned here and anything we ever mention on the show is always covered on a 2-part radio show I do every month for patrons only, called Radio Bollocks. It's 2 hours, 1 hour each episode. It is free if you sign up for free at patreon.com/Howard H. Smith. And your man Steve has the Old Head channel where you might be watching this.
But on top of that, you'll also hear music that I talk about on Old Head Radio, which is an app you can go download for your phone. You just type in Old Head Radio, and it is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Old Head approved bangers. So, you're going to hear a lot of Acid Rain. You even get to hear Howard coming on and telling you, you're listening to Old Head Radio. Good idea.
Oh, he's only done an impression of me that just sounds like generic South of England voice.
I'm just going to be like, maths is well odd, isn't it?
Yeah. Here, governor, spare a penny for a cup of tea.
I'm not good at doing impressions. That's not my gig.
Neither am I, mate. You've heard my Dave Mustaine. Come on.
But funny enough,
it's just Popeye talking about that time he used to be in Metallica.
Yeah. Funny enough, though, your station ID that you did for my channel is my wife's favorite. She always tells me tell him that's my favorite one.
Well, that's cool.
Because I get a handful of people to do them, but yours is like you put the most effort into yours. Do you know what? It's like either do it or don't do it. Yeah, I mean, I've had some people
don't say yes. Oh, I know what's good. People say yes, and then you have to badger them for it, and you don't get anything back. And it's like they said yes because they didn't want to offend you by saying no. What they didn't realize is how this plays out. The idiots. How it plays out is you're disrespectful by not replying instead of being respectful and saying no.
Yeah. But I've there's people that I've gotten to do them that I'm happy they did it, even though they're like really brief. I'm like, hey, like Phil Rind took the time out to do one, and it's just real brief. He just says, hey, this is Phil from Sacred Reich. You're listening to Old Head Radio. That's as much as he did, and I'm just like,
that's cool.
That's fine with me.
Absolutely.
So it's been cool that the few people that I asked actually did it. Only person that didn't, I don't fault him for it because that was Alex Newport, and he doesn't do anything anymore except for produce.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Because I even told him in my email, I go, look, I know this is a shot in the dark. We've talked before, and I know if you don't want to do this, just don't even bother with responding because I understand. Because I'm sure at this point too, he gets badgered by people all the time. Like, hey, Nailbomb's going on tour. Nailbomb, what do you think about Nailbomb? He's probably just like, leave me the fuck alone, dude.
Yeah, I think Max and the kids appear to be having a good time.
And the thing that I think is interesting about that is that I saw like footage of the Nailbomb show recently, and I'm like, I'd go see that. I saw the
Nailbomb show recently.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
I was at Bloodstock.
Oh, nice. They because and the thing that I thought was so interesting is what is Igor his son's name that's in the band with him right now? I saw an interview where Igor actually chatted with Alex Newport basically just to get to ask him about like what he was going for and all this stuff, and I'm all like, well, that kind of makes me feel good that like that he at least had the that mindset of like, you know what, I'm stepping into this role. I'm going to get a little bit of feedback from the guy that was there.
Yeah.
And very so cool. It actually I don't know, we were going way off on a tangent I've been really enjoying whatever Max Cavalera has been smoking or whatever. Like recently, like every project he's been doing, I've been really enjoying.
So you must be over the moon with the announcement of the new Soulfly album today.
I've already pre-ordered it. And the fact that song starts off and you got the tribal drums right there up in your face, I went, oh, shit, we're back. But
I haven't heard it yet. Is it good?
Okay. It's great, but it's a little bit, it's an interesting because it's got kind of an odd time signature at times, but it's got that groove.
Fancy that.
Yeah, but it's got that groove going on. The thing that they've been
Does
doing.
the word tribe appear anywhere in it?
I don't think in that one it does, but I'm sure it's somewhere.
Checking.
I'm sure it's somewhere in there. But the one that they've been doing that has really grown on me is Go Ahead and Die. Like both of those albums. Yeah, I've gotten to the point now that I constantly find myself wanting to go listen to those. So I'm just like, good on you. Like, and I love the idea that he's like, hey, my kids want to do music. I'm going to do music with them, and we're going to make this great music. It makes me like kind of happy for the guy. I'm just like, man, this is really cool.
Dude, search out the interview that I did with Max and Igor about the recording of the first album.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it was I think it was just after COVID that they basically went and stayed like in a shack in the Mexican desert or just outside, like, and basically just fucking played music and sweated. And slept and did more. And it honestly, man, it's worth a listen. Yeah, it's just one of those things. And there are still people today that I know, like, you know, that aren't like you and I, where we appreciate what Sepultura became and we appreciate what Max was doing. Yeah. But it's at this point now, like I feel like I don't even equate the two anymore. Because I'm so excited. You know, I loved the last few Sepultura albums so much that they're in a league of their own. But also I'm enjoying what Max is doing so much. I'm like, this is the best of both worlds. I mean, I know Sepultura's, you know, calling it quits or whatever, but I'm just happy that all this shit is happening. And I'm here for it. I'll listen to these, you know, Max, whatever, what's your next project, Max? I'm in for it, you know, whatever it is. So it's
anyway.
strangely enough, Knox from Enforced and I were literally talking about Max and about, like, because I was saying about how he's kind of like a modern day Lemmy. He's like the Lemmy equivalent that we've got left, because it's music all the time on the road. You know, it's like, new album, really? How's that possible? You've been on the road for like 2 years. Yeah. How does a new album? When did you do that? When you were asleep? What's the fucking deal here?
He barely sleeps.
So no, to that extent, I completely agree. Completely agree. Anything you're looking forward to reviewing on, you know, a few shows time?
Absolutely. Well, Soulfly, when it comes out, of course, I'm trying to look at like, because I've always got shit that's like pre-ordered. I'm like, what am I the most excited about?
Here we go. Let's go through Stephen's pre-orders.
Let's do it. This is
a new section.
This is what you've all been waiting for.
This is the jingle. It's Stephen's pre-orders.
A new album,
Steve.
new album from a thrash metal band called Void that are really great. Their album's coming out. That I'm looking very much like you will see that. Texas death metal band Tribal Gaze I think they got signed to Metal Blade, and they're or maybe it's Nuclear Blast. I think it's Nuclear Blast. But their Tribal Gaze are, in my opinion, the best death metal band coming out of Texas right now. I know you've got your Frozen Souls and Creeping Deaths, and I love those too.
Just Texas, though.
Well, I think there are better death metal bands going now, but when it comes, but they're up there for sure. But there's these certain bands coming out of Texas. There's a death metal scene, especially the Dallas, Fort Worth area. But Tribal Gaze to me is the best of that bunch, and the fact that they're getting, you know, Nuclear Blast, you know, behind them now. I'm just like, that's going to be great. But really, I think those are the ones that I'm the most excited about right now.
Good. But, you know, well, I'm glad you didn't ask me, because I'm not looking forward to any.
You know what I'm looking forward to? The new Acid Rain album.
You're gonna have to wait even longer for that, mate.
But you know.
Yeah, tail end. It'll probably be a 7-year anniversary when we put that one out.
Either way, for those of you
Too long now.
For those of you who are curious, I have heard some demos, and I'm just going to tell you. I mean, I just from old head, from a fan, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear the finished product. No matter how I'm patient. I'll wait another full year. I don't care.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's the kind of attitude we're looking for.
I'm not going to forget who you are.
Yeah. I think we might if we're not fucking careful. But
I'm gonna I'm gonna promote the fuck out of that album once it happens, because I was kind of bummed out that the last album didn't. I felt like people should have been talking about it more, and I'm just like, geez, what? No, I'm gonna do something about that this time. So,
well, that's very good of you, mate. That's very good of you. Thank you. So, well, guys, I guess that brings us to the end of another old bollocks. I think slightly longer this time because we actually got through quite a lot
and covered a lot of ground, like new bands, older bands. We went to sort of more of alternative metal. We went to some punk, some hardcore, some classic rock, I guess.
Yeah, we asked some questions. Is our legacy thrash metal bands starting to phone it in again, starting to come a little bit? Who knows?
Yeah. And another question is why did they spell disaster with an E? That's another question that we need to answer.
My answer to that is German. But
it's no excuse. That's no excuse.
Well, what can I say? If it wasn't for your grandfather and my grandfather, we'd all be speaking German, son. And if that's not an off-color, so by anybody who's offended by that, I do apologise. I do realise it's a little soon to be doing jokes about a war that finished in 1945. You fucking dick. If you're offended by that, go and fucking jump in a lake. For some reason, that immediately gave me that image of that scene from Fawlty Towers where John Cleese is, Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mention war? I do apologise. Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned it a couple of times, but I think I got away with it. Yeah. We're going to start. This is just going to go into quoting Fawlty Towers now. So we should probably just fuck everybody off. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening in the podcast world. Go to patreon.com/Howard H. Smith. Is that what it is? It is. To get exclusives from this man here. Hello. And those listening, go to your phone and type in Old Head Radio at the App Store, and then go to that's not spooky at all, is it? Get Old Head's app on your phone so he can mind sweep your phone for all the data and your personal information. We don't collect any data and sell it on. You will have to put up with every once in a while hearing a song where you go, why the fuck is he playing that? Because that's how my station works. Yeah. They'll be go, oh, no, that's a shitty English thrash metal band called Acid Rain. He plays a lot of that. You're just going to have to deal with it. There's a lot of Acid Rain on that. Cool. Download that fucking app. Yeah. And listen. All right. And it's all legal. So money is going to whoever owns the music. Brilliant. Yeah. Excellent. I'll buy a carrot with the proceeds. Yeah, you can cash your check next month for 15 cents or whatever. All right, cool. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Bye.